What's up, friends? In today's video, we are going to be going over how to use TradingView, how to place trades within TradingView. If you are brand new to trading, whether it's stocks, futures, Bitcoin, whatever it might be, this is the video for you. I'm going to be going over how to find charts, how to look at them on some high level things, as well as even how to place trades within TradingView, which is how I personally place trades on futures, which is what I trade every single day. Okay, starting from the beginning. Oh, and you know what? As you guys are watching, feel free to pause, come back to things. And if you are completely new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Okay, starting from the top here, if you are new to trading, the first thing that you really need to do and to understand is how to read charts. And really, the first question is, where do I even find these charts? And the answer to that is TradingView. So I'm going to show you how to log into TradingView, how to get you set up, and again, even how to place trades here. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to tradingview.com. And you can see I'm already logged in, but if you look at this, tradingview.com. It's going to look something like this. Now, I personally am already signed in, as you can see here, but if you are brand new, you're going to just go in and you're going to create an account. There are paid plans, but for what you need in the beginning, you can use what you need just using the free plan. So just sign up for the free plan. You can always upgrade yourself later. So once you are signed in like I am right now, you're on tradingview.com. You're going to go over to products, and then you're going to go to super charts. So as you can see, we have a chart in front of us. So the first thing that you want to see as you're here is this is the chart itself. Now the time frame that you're looking at, you're going to find up here on the top left. So you can see minutes, seconds. If I want to go to the daily chart to gold, you can see it looks something like this. Now also, what am I looking at? In this scenario, I'm looking at micro gold futures. What if I want to look at something else? What do I do here? So you could come over here. This is a watch list. Now I have a futures watch list, as you can see here, and you're popping, and you are, hold on a second, let me do this. All right, and you're popping out this little like bookmark thing that you see on the right here. So this is my futures list. I'm gonna create a new list just for you guys. So test list of charts, right? So you can create a new list. You're going to save, and we have nothing here. It's totally empty. So I'm going to click the plus sign. I'm going to add, and let's say we want to look at the S&P 500, which is VOO. You're going to click add, and then let's say we want to look at Bitcoin. So you're going to hover over to crypto, and you can see Bitcoin's the first one. And then also you could even like search. So let's see, you want to go to Solana. Let's add Solana. We want to add, what do we want to add here? We want to add NVIDIA. Can't spell it. Okay. NVIDIA. There we go. So as you can see, as I'm clicking the plus sign here, looks like Netflix, I'm adding the plus sign. You can see it's popping up over here in my watch list. So for example, let's just start with Bitcoin. So we're looking here at the Bitcoin chart. Each candle represents the period of time that we are looking at. So as you can see right here, that's D. We're on the daily chart. So that's one day. If I want to look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, I'm going to go like that, and it's going to look something like this. And you can see I'm playing around with the X and Y axes to read the chart. Now, how to read the charts specifically, we're going to go over in a different video. But this is really for you to get comfortable starting to just like click around these charts, and I'll show you what indicators I use and even how to place trades. If you are brand new, please place trades on like a funded account or even a demo account. Do not do this on your personal funds. This is really just for you to get comfortable and get practicing. So we're looking at the Bitcoin chart here. Now you're going to see a couple things on the left here. Let me okay, there we go. You're going to see a couple things on the left here. These are all indicators. So I'm going to exit out here for a second of all of my indicators, just so that you can see even like where I'm finding these indicators. Okay, so we're going to exit out. So if I want to add an indicator, I'm going to come over here to indicators, and then I'm going to type something in. So the main indicator that I use is called the VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price. And you can see it's favorited. I'm going to double click. Oh, all right. Now I have two. Okay. And as you can see, when I click, we have the VWAP in here. Now, if you want to edit an indicator, you're going to come over here to settings. And what you're going to essentially do is you can change the thickness. I like to make this a little thicker so you can see it. My VWAP is normally yellow. This is yellow. You could add upper bands or lower bands for the VWAP. I don't usually do that. I just do a very simple VWAP. And then I would just save this as default and okay. And now, as we're looking at this chart, you can see that there is this line here which represents the volume weighted average price throughout this. So this is just a really easy example of how to use an indicator. And let me show you on a different chart here. This is what the VWAP looks like if you go down to the 1 minute. And then any other indicators that you want to use, you can use them right within here. If you are brand new, I recommend not using too many indicators. I would really mostly use the VWAP. Other things that I might use if you are a beginner, just to kind of like for some guardrails, I like the Bollinger Bands, which you can see here. And it kind of gives you an idea of like where you are within a range. So like when you're on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, you're probably more so looking for buys than sells and so on, and then bringing you into that average price, which is in the middle. This is just an example. I don't really recommend using that many indicators in the beginning. But there are a couple things that I would recommend for you guys. So as you're here and we're clicking around the chart, you can see there's a whole bunch of things on the left here. So the first thing that I like to use a lot is I use a trend line. So this is called a trend line if you click on it, and then I can essentially draw a line over the chart. So I can see, let's say this is a trend line and we're coming up against this level a bunch of times, we're hitting it, rejecting it, and then look here, we break through, right? This is a trend line. And what's really cool about this is that if I come over here to settings, which you can see right here, I'm circling settings, you can actually change the color of this trend line. You can change what it looks like and so on. And then another thing that I think is really cool is you can actually set an alarm. So let's say I'm looking at a chart and I want to buy or potentially buy or sell when it gets to a certain level. Set an alert for yourself. And I know that some of this is on the free version. You might need to upgrade to get multiple alerts, but you can just get an alert in the app when it crosses. This has been huge for me. I love doing this on like more longer term holds, not necessarily intraday. But that's one really good way that you can use a trend line. So let's look at some other things here that we might want to use. So another big one is if you were to use a rectangle. So a rectangle is maybe there's an area here that is like a large gap. So like you see these two fair value gaps here. Maybe you want to make a rectangle around it so that you can more easily see it, right? So these are just examples and you can say and you can label it. Let's make the text a different color so you can actually see it here. Why is this? Oh, now I'm just playing around with all of it. Okay, but you get the point. You can use rectangles. You can make this bigger, smaller, and so on. And then a couple of other really good things that you're going to want to use, especially as you're starting to get into these trades and framing trades, is if you come over here, you can see long position. And then you can also see short position. So if you wanted to get into a long position, for example, you would take this long position, measure where you want to get in, and then you might want to measure where your stop loss is and where your take profit is. And as you can see, it gives you your risk reward ratio of the trade. And now on the other way, similar thing. Let's say you want to take a short from here. Your stop loss is maybe going to go up here, and then maybe your take profit goes down here. Again, you can see the risk to reward for the trade, and it tells you if this is a good trade to get into. Now, really, if you are brand new, this is probably going to look crazy to you, and that is honestly really normal. A lot of you getting familiar with trading is going to be you clicking around TradingView, clicking around these charts, getting an idea of what these candles and what these lines look like. It's normal for it to not make sense right now, but give yourself the time and space to spend time in here and really get used to things. Again, I'll make other videos kind of breaking down like candlesticks and structures. This is more for you to get clicking around TradingView. And again, be patient with yourself. If this doesn't make sense at first, don't just give up. It's really more like playing a sport than it is like learning a hard skill. Like if this was a math equation, I would give you I would tell you how to solve the math equation, and then you could always solve that math equation. This is not like that. This is like me articulating how to go play golf. So just because I can teach you how to play golf verbally, you got to go then out to the course and actually play golf, right? So with that being said, I want to get into how to actually place trades on TradingView. And again, if you are new, please do not use real money. Please, 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 please. I would recommend using a demo account or using a cheap funded account. What I personally would do, if I was new, the cheapest way actually to practice, because even on demo accounts, you might have to pay to get access to the demo account, is to buy a cheap funded account. So what I use and I recommend for beginners is there's this awesome company called Funding Ticks. There we are, Funding Ticks. So you can go here, fundingticks.com. And if you use code LEXTRADES, you can get a demo account for, I think it's like a cheap one is maybe like $50, $100 or so. And you're going to get whatever the biggest discount they have, you're going to get that using code LEXTRADES. So go to Funding Ticks, buy the cheapest account that you can, guys. This is just for practice. And then once you have that, what's going to essentially happen is that, let me just move it back over. Okay. What's going to happen is that you are going to be able to log in to Funding Ticks on TradingView. So if you come back to TradingView, which you can see here, and you'll notice I moved my screen, there is going to be, now I'm signed in, so you can't see what it would look like, but if you come down here, and hold on, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds here so I can see this. Okay, so if you're on here, you're on TradingView, you go to Super Charts, you're in an actual chart, right? You're going to come down here, right? Notice where I'm circling bottom left, and it's going to say Trading Panel. You're going to go to the Trading Panel, and then you're going to go into the broker that you use for Funding Ticks. I recommend using TradingView. So you're going to come down here, you're going to click Trading Panel, and then you're going to click onto TradingView, and then you're going to sign in using the credentials that you got when you signed up for Funding Ticks. So you got to go, once you sign up for Funding Ticks here, it's going to give you, it might take 20 minutes to an hour, whatever it is, to set up your account. The account set up, you're going to get your password from here. You're going to come over here and you're going to sign in. Now, once you're signed in, your screen is going to look something like this. This is just kind of my like bullshit account that I kind of mess around with here. It's going to look something like this. Now, let's go over to futures here. And I'm going to add MNQ, which is what I trade most frequently. So you can see right here, MNQ futures. Oh, look, you can even see some trades I took today. So what you are going to do, you're going to come into this chart. And now let's say, for example, you want to take a long position. You're going to click trade. And you can see this pop out right here. When I click trade, this pops out. So I'll do it again. Trade, this pops out. So I'm going to show you how to do a long position, and I'm going to show you how to do a short position. So long position, let's say you want to take a long. So the first thing is come over here, click long. Then you're going to click on where you want to buy, right? So let's say I want to buy here. Let's say I want my stop loss to be here and my take profit to be up here, right? So what you're doing right now is you're measuring the risk to reward of your trade, okay? And again, if you're new, this is for your practice, right? You're gonna get to have the strategies and so on. This is just so they get comfortable using TradingView. And again, if this is one of those things you think you're gonna watch a YouTube video or two and all of a sudden feel super comfortable, it's not. Just accept the fact that this is gonna take some practice. That's all I gotta say. Okay, anyways, and if you can't do that, then this is not for you. I don't know what to tell you. All right, here, we're going long. we frame the trade, we see a 1.63 risk to reward. Now, if I want to go long, which means I want it to go up, I'm going to click buy. And as you can see here, I have my take profit checked. And then you can also see here that I have stop loss. Okay, so you can see these right here. Now, if you can see here, I'm going to drag my take profit to where I want my take profit. And I'm going to drag my stop loss to where I want my stop loss to be. And as you can see here, when I do that, you can see I'm going to be risking $39 to make $95, right? And you can see that. Now let's say I want to risk more. You're going to come over here where I'm circling units, and you're going to make that 5 units instead of 1, right? And then maybe you want to make it 10. Maybe you want to make this 2. And as you can see, as I'm changing this number, my take profit changes, as well as my stop loss. And I'll show this right here, as well as my stop loss changes. And so this is going to tell you how much you're risking for the trade. And then when this looks good, you're going to simply click buy, and then the trade is going to be placed. Now, I'm not going to do that because this is actually one of my accounts. It's kind of my mess around account, but still, for argument's sake, just so that you can see it. So this is what you're essentially going to do. You're going to literally drag and drop. It's super, super easy. Now, let me show you a different example here of if you want to go short. So if I want to go short, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to exit out of this. And similar thing, right? We're going to go to trade. This window pops open. You're going to come here. You're going to click short. So if I want to go short, let's click here. Then you want your stop loss to be, let's say here. Let's say you want your take profit to be here. Okay, this is a 1.7 risk to reward. This looks good. Now, if I want to go short, I'm actually not clicking buy. I'm clicking sell. So notice I click sell. Now, similar thing. SL, the stop loss, I'm going to drag this to where I want the stop loss to be. And TP, take profit, I'm going to drag this where I want the take profit to be. And again, as you can see as I drag this, you can actually see the amount of risk and reward I have for the trade. So if I want to risk less, I'm going to change this. The numbers over here change. If I want to risk more, change it, the numbers change. And then all I'm doing when I'm ready is I'm going to click that sell button, and that is going to be the short. So that's how you do it. Super, super simple. It is going to take some time to get used to, and that's just, you know, kind of a part of it that you're going to have to get used to. But yeah, this is how you use TradingView. This is how you place trades on TradingView. I'll make other videos going over candlesticks and so on. But again, be patient with yourself and just start getting used to this. Start clicking around, getting an idea of how to be kind of maneuvering your way around these charts. And this is the first super huge step towards becoming a trader and being profitable. And again, if you want a funded account, use code LET'Strades for funding ticks. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video.